As the summer season draws to a close, we find ourselves yearning for a break from the relentless heat. In our historic programs at the Carnegie Institute, we've covered cider making and beer production, so now we turn to wine. Wine production in North America hit many historic hurdles before reaching the varieties we have today, and that was due to the grapes that were available. Captain John Smith wrote about native vines in Virginia, saying that the plants were in great abundance in many parts that climbed the tops of the highest trees. Settlers tried to make a palatable wine out of them, but described them as foxy, meaning to have a sharp, brisk flavor. Centuries of attempts to cultivate the European Vitis vinifera grapes were stalled by disease, climate, and native grape experiments were stalled by the occasional revolution. George Washington lamented after the war that his 8-year absence from Mount Vernon prevented the completion of an experiment to cultivate 2,000 cuttings of local wild grapes. Improvements in grape varieties and growing techniques led us to the wonderful local grapes we enjoy today. And at CI, we are proud of our vines, which we use to demonstrate the historic art of winemaking, which includes the fun activity of pigeage. To make wine, first the grapes must be harvested, usually between August and October. How you pick the grapes rarely affects the end result, but it's recommended not to harvest after a heavy rain, as the fruit will be swollen and diluted. It can take around 25 pounds of grapes just to make 1 gallon of wine, so be sure to pick all that you have. The next stage is where red and white wine diverge. It's a misconception that white wine is only made of white grapes. Inside the skin of a purple grape is a white interior. If making a white wine, the grapes are first de-seeded and de-skinned before crushing and fermentation. However, we'll be making a red wine, so we need those skins. It is the skin of the grape which contains a large number of compounds that provide such unique characteristics to the wine, such as color, aroma, and flavor. The skins also contain tannins, which contribute to the structure and longevity of the wine. The pigments in the skin give a wine its color, so the longer the skins are kept in contact with the must, or the grape juice, the greater the intensity of the color. While presses were available in the 18th century, we instead use our feet to crush the grapes, in a tradition that dates back centuries all the way to ancient Rome. The human foot is strong enough to crush the fruit, but it's soft enough to ensure the grape seeds don't burst open. It's entertainment, education, and productivity all in one. Throughout history, children and families have engaged in this practice, and today the tradition is still kept alive at the Carnegie Institute. You don't need to worry about unsanitary feet, as the alcohol and the fermentation process will clean it up in the wine. Red wine is left to ferment in open vessels, and periodically you have to punch down on the cap of skins that is formed on top of the liquid. The term for grape stomping is pigeage and means to punch down. So what's happening during this fermentation process? Yeast eats the natural sugars in grapes, resulting in carbon dioxide, alcohol, and more than 200 aromatic esters. While some vintners add additional yeast and sugars to increase the process, there are naturally occurring yeasts on the skins of grapes. The wine can be in contact with the skins for anything from up to 5 days to 2 weeks, and the fermentation process can last up to 4 weeks. Once the juice is fermented, it's moved to separate vessels to mature and develop complex flavors. If matured in old oak barrels, these vessels are porous and allow small amounts of oxygen to dissolve in the wine. This is important, as this reaction softens the tannins and makes the wine taste smoother. In the 18th century, egg whites were used to clarify red wine. The proteins in the egg react with the tannins in the wine, causing precipitation that removes impurities and softens the wine. From there, the wine can be bottled or casked and enjoyed with a special meal to celebrate religious occasions, or in cooking recipes, as it was often frequently called for. Our virtual programs at the Carnegie Institute are made possible by the Americana Corner Preserving America Grant Program, and serve to bring our 18th century historic programs to a wider audience. You can learn more about early American life by visiting Americana Corner's website for regular blogs and videos. You can also check out our own YouTube channel with handy videos including cider production, or by attending one of CI's programs any Saturday year-round. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe to the Carnegie Institute, where we bring history to life.